First of all, we don't refer to ourselves as a guard company. That's very important. We are a security management company, meaning that we're focused on managing the security, whatever that is, whatever that looks like, whether it's consulting, auditing, advisory services, electronic, or boots on the ground, or a combination of all of the above. That's what makes us different. In fact, we pioneered the modern day security management concept. Prior to Chesley Brown, security management was not mentioned as a discipline in our industry other than as the security manager. You have to measure success based on what the client thinks success is. If that measured success is reducing theft, reducing access, then that's going to be one of our major calibrations. And that comes with a lot of listening. We're serious about what we do. We love what we do. We think it's a noble calling. We think it's important. We think it's a very important layer of security. We take a lot of pride and attention to detail, but most importantly, we take pride in being Chesley Brown. The one thing I'm certain of, the Chesley Brown of the future will be in the security management business. We have developed a culture here at Chesley Brown that's unlike anybody else in our industry, surrounded by a group of men and women that care what we do. Yeah, I think security is a noble calling. This is a first line defense, if you will, to what everything else we do, safety and security of this country. Security has that very important part and piece. Anybody that's in the security business will tell you that security is a layered approach. And private security at Chesley Brown is very much part of that layer. The first concept of the Chesley Brown report was a very extensive, very detailed, oftentimes more than 100-page report. And while we got great feedback from our clients about that, what I noticed is that it was a little overwhelming to them. So over the years, we fine-tuned that Chesley Brown report to develop something that was not only gathered that much information, but put it in a better perspective, an easier read, if you will, helping a client sort through everything that we'd gathered for them. We have the foundation as a consulting company, consultants and auditors. Because of that foundation and the types of projects we've been involved in for more than a quarter of a century, we've been allowed to touch things that most people in our industry don't. And if you look at the way the industry is going today, a lot of those large companies are actually founded and based in janitorial services. We're not that. We are a 100% focused security management company. We believe that what we do is important. We do such a variety of security projects: schools, Class A office towers, food processing plants. We do a fair amount of power source plants. When something goes wrong, we don't sleep. The really neat thing about Chesley Brown as positioning in the industry is that we're actually in the top 10% size of the largest security companies in the U.S. Chesley Brown has worked very hard to develop a company that's privately held, that's still family-based, that we take a whole lot of pride in what we do. We're large enough that we can go anywhere and accomplish anything that we choose, but still small enough that we have that boutique feel to fit exactly what your needs are. This is one of our command centers. This one happens to be in Atlanta, Georgia. Chesley Brown has a big advantage by having the ability to blend boots and technology, but also monitor world events. You never know what's going to affect your property, and to have this structure in place is very critical. This has the ability to monitor electronics anywhere in the world at one of our command centers by simply putting our platform in place. It also has the ability to operate as a true emergency operations center should something occur. And this particular command center has been stood up several times in the last few years. When we formed the company, our vision was very crystal clear that the future of security was not just boots on the ground. It was not just electronics. Certainly was not just placing a guard at the gate, but it was blending boots and technology. And we think that's very important. And actually, not only have we been implementing that for more than a decade now, we're very successful with it. When you're doing a Chesley Brown report or any security consulting or auditing, there are so many components to that. Electronics, physical, SEPTED, physical barriers, the people, security officers, the ingress and egress, fencing, lighting, crime stats, analyzing the crime stats, determining what that trends are, down to the fine details of what the security officers wear, what do they drive, and how are they paid. All of that has to be addressed in looking at the overall security and to be able to come up with not only where you are, but where you're heading. Anybody can tell you where you've been. Some people can tell you where you are. But the real discipline is figuring out where you're heading and what's needed and how you're going to deal with that. Well, Chesley Brown has always been a very innovative company. We were the first company to develop a command center structure way before 9/11. We had a corporate command center in Atlanta. We had a national command center in Kansas City. The two were tied together before any other company was thinking about things like this. We focused on several ways to fix things. We sat down with our clients, we discussed options, and we did it from a budget standpoint. We know the reality, as important it is to you as our client. Trust me, it's important to us. Nobody can touch that. They can't imitate our pride. They can't imitate our passion. That's very satisfying to me. All I really care about is us going home each and every day, being proud of who we are, what we do, and how we do it. And if we do that, mission is accomplished.